markets were shocked last week because of the tensions rising across the world. That led to a decent gap down at the end of the week, but we pulled right back into a buying area. So what do we have in store for this week? In this video, I'm going to walk you through my game plan of how I'm working on navigating these markets and making money this week. What's up, everyone? This is Real Life Trading. We've been helping people become consistently profitable traders for over 10 years. We are one of the highest rated stock market education companies on Trustpilot with nearly 1,000 five-star reviews for a reason. We turn our members into consistently profitable traders. Come check us out at the links down below, whether you're brand new to trading or whether you're experienced and just looking to get a little bit more consistency in your trading results. We have online courses for every skill level, live coaching, and a welcoming community to guide you on the path towards your trading success. Today, we're going to take a look at SPY, AUR, and HRL. Comment below what ticker you would like me to look at and review for next Monday's video, and the one that gets the most likes will be added to the list. So let's dive into these charts, my friends. So as we talked about last week, Friday was a pretty rough day. Ended up gapping down. We hit a strong rejection up here around 602 and ended up pushing back into the very top of this area that I was looking for the bulls to buy in. Now, I still am expecting potentially another visit lower this week. It all depends on what we do back at this area. So it could go either way. I'm going to walk you through the scenarios if we go bearish, and I'll walk you through the scenarios if we go bullish, because I don't know which one's going to happen. My job is just to be prepared for what the markets bring, and I don't have to predict. I don't have to be correct. The only thing I have to do is just be prepared. So I'm going to be watching this area very, very closely. For me, 593 to 592 is going to be a very important support for these bulls this week. If the bears do push us back down, currently we're gapping up pretty good right now, but if the bears do push us back down, I would think that the 20 EMA on a daily is going to be a pretty strong support that also matches up along with this strong support at the bottom side of this first buying area. Bulls should be there. So I have alerts sitting there. Let's watch price action and see if the excitement comes in. If it does, should make for a pretty easy trade to go bullish, day trading, swing trading, and take this all the way to all-time highs. As you guys can see, this is my main profit-taking zone at the all-time highs. I believe this is where the markets are trying to get to, but we could have a little bit more selling before it gets there, if we get there at all. But high probability that the markets are going to all-time highs here pretty soon. If 590 doesn't hold, or we get a short-term bounce, the excitement doesn't really come in and it starts to fold back down, that now opens the door for 580 this week to 575. That is my second buying area. That's kind of the last stand, in my opinion, for these bulls. They need to hold. This should be met with a lot of bull demand. There's a lot of options sitting out here that would tell me that this should be a nice bouncing spot for this week. If it does get there, I doubt, again, that we break much lower than 590 this week, but it is possible. And if it does, look for an easy bear move and easy bear trades from 592 all the way down to 580 to 575. This area is where the bulls should be, and that's the next spot that I'd be looking for buying the dip. And so you test the waters here. If it ended up losing, get out for a small loss, and then I will look to day trade this down. We'll hit my weekly goal here on day trades because it will be a very quick move. It'll be a really good, strong move. And then I'll look to dip my toes back in the water here again and see if these bulls want to try it one more time, because this would be an amazing buy the dip opportunity, again, to take us to all-time highs. So there's your bear scenario. Now, what about the bull scenario? Well, we're having a really nice gap up right now. And if I clean up these charts just a little bit here, we've got to get through 602. 600 is a very strong option level this week as well. So the fact that we're gapping up above that is a good sign. And I would imagine that 599 is going to act as support early on here at the start of the week. If these bulls do hold 599 to 598, then there's a chance that we could be squeezing back up into the first testing spot for the bulls, which is going to be 605. 605 was a pretty tough level last week, and it could be potentially, again, another tester for these bulls again. If the bulls fail to get much higher than 605 and close strong on a daily above that, there's a chance that we're going to be playing out the bear scenario. If it can close strong through 605, this should really squeeze. Because we had so many bears jump in at the end of last week, they are going to be immediately wrong and going to have to start exiting their positions if we start closing strongly above 605 on a daily time frame, and that should open the door for strong bull moves all the way into 612 to 615 area for this week. So that's going to be your bull scenario. It's going to have everything to do with what we do at 6:05 here on SPY. So mark that out on your charts, add alerts here, make notes, so that way you can be aware of, like, okay, I need to watch the close here. If we get strong closures through, that should open the door for a little bit more of a dips to continue higher and the party to resume. If not, then pay attention to that bear scenario, mark out those key bull levels. Just because we get pullbacks does not mean that the bulls are not in control. I still firmly believe the bulls are in control, but you can have pullbacks when the bulls are in control, and that's what people get confused about. Just like when the bears are in control, you can have pretty strong bounces. When the bulls are rampaging, you'll also have pullbacks, and that does not mean that the structure has been broken. Not yet. You need certain higher lows to break, in my opinion, to have this bullish structure broken. And so as long as we stay up above, in my opinion right now, 575, dips should get bought, and it's still an opportunity to move to all-time highs. So now it's just a matter of where is that buying going to come in and how is it going to play out? Are we going to move higher and then get some buying here? Are we going to move lower and get some buying here? Or are we going to move a lot lower and get some buying here? There is, again, a potential that none of this holds and it all just falls apart. If that's the case, then that would simply switch it towards the rips are now going to start getting shorted. So if 575 doesn't hold and we close strong through, we'll get a bounce, but now it's kind of flipping the script a little bit where it's most likely going to be met by bear demand and push us lower. So let's take a look at our next ticker here, my friends. AUR is the one requested last week. And so on this stock here, we are down into a very strong support. Just because a stock is low and cheap does not make it a good buy, my friends. You want to definitely take a look at the overall price action and sentiment. You want a stock making higher highs and higher lows, okay? This stock is not making higher highs. We have failed. We made a higher high and it has fallen back down, and it failed to produce a higher low. So that is starting to flip more towards the bears are getting in control, which means bounces are probably going to be met by a lot more bear demand than we are having dips being bought. So in my opinion, is this a buyable dip? It's not the greatest buyable dip, but do I do believe it is going to bounce in this area? Yes. So that adds up the question of how high. Well, whenever you are buying a stock that is not in a strong bull move here, at least on this time frame, on a daily, the bull moves tend to be pretty short-lived. And so for me, I would be looking for bounces back up into like $6 to $6.50, possibly this week for a bull scenario. If the bears start to break much lower than $5, which, by the way, is kind of where I think we're most likely going to this week. If the bulls start to break, or the bears start to break below $5, then we could be having some serious issues on this, and it's most likely going back into like $4.50. This is a very cheap stock. It's a very manipulated stock potentially, and it could be a little bit tougher to trade. So if we go to a bigger time frame and look at this out on a monthly, we have claimed some ground here, but that makes me think that we're most likely going to come back and retest some of this ground, which again is around that 470 to 450 range. So very likely we get a little bit more of a pullback coming back through. We had a strong hammer here on a monthly. It hasn't played out well, and there hasn't been any follow through back in it. And there's a chance that we've already hit our target here on the bulls, and this is getting ready to shift that momentum bearish like we saw on a daily time frame. All right, over to HRL. This stock on a monthly time frame is actually building some really nice bull structure. So yes, we have broken trend. Yes, we are seeing more bears stepping in on these bounces, but this is starting to reverse. The bears are starting to lose strength. You want to see strong lower lows coming through, and at the moment right now, this is working on a double bottom, which is telling me that potential bull momentum is starting to enter into this stock. So if we're looking here, now it's my job to start going, okay, where can we start putting in some higher highs? I would be looking at $32. If we can start getting some weekly closures above $32, that would tell me that momentum really is starting to shift. Dips should start getting bought, and we should continue up to do the next test. The next testing level is going to be around $35 to $36. So I would be looking for that to play out. It doesn't have to bounce this week, but it's looking as though even if we go a little bit lower, probably into like $30, I would say that'd be a pretty good buying spot for this week if the bulls want to step back in. But until we can get our strong closures to confirm to me that this thing is starting to move and look good, I don't trust the bull moves quite yet. So in my case, I'd sit back, I'd let the confirmation come through, then plan my dip, and then take that to the next level, take my profits, and then sit back and wait for the next confirmation to come through. What do we do through here? Do we close strong? If we do, then look for the next dip to start buying it all up. It's all about reading price action. It's all about understanding who is in control. Technically, the bears are in control right here, but they're starting to show me signs that they're breaking on this stock. So that's why I'm starting to lean a little bit more bullish, and now I just need the bulls to confirm that for me. Again, my friends, if you want to learn how to do this, check out the links down below. Come trade live with us here at Real Life Trading. We have a full community full of awesome traders. We've been doing this, like I said, for over 10 years and are known for our loving, kind community that's supportive and here to help you get the results that you want. Make sure and leave a comment if you'd like to request a ticker for next week, and I will see you then. My friends, follow your plan, stay patient, mark out the key levels, and then wait for the markets to come to you. Once you can align yourself with what they're doing, that's where the easy money comes. Have a great week. See you next week.
Guys, if you have not checked out Apex Trader Funding yet, we are officially partnered with them. You have to check it out. It's never been easier to trade with a lot of capital. You don't need a lot of capital anymore to be in this game. I suggest you all go out, pick up a, either a 25 or 50K account. Use our code REAL, and you'll get anywhere from 50 to 80% off. This is futures trading. You're absolutely going to love it. With Apex 3.0, the rules have become easier than ever, and a lot of people are getting amazing payouts. You can see down here at the bottom, tons of people getting payouts here at Apex. Jump in, check it out. I know you're going to love it.